Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to WVRC 104.7 FM's coverage of Roane County High School boys baseball action. We welcome you from Leo Hines Memorial Field on the campus of Roane County High School as we get set for an LKC Conference single game action between your Roane County Raiders, coming in with a record overall of 4-5 on the season. Their opponents today, the Parkersburg Catholic Crusaders, with just 3 games under their belt in the 2022 season. They are 0-3. Roane County started off the season with the victory right here at home against Calhoun County. They short-gamed the Red Devils 10-0. A tough loss to Braxton County right here following that. A very close loss to Gilmer County on the road, 6-5. They reeled off a pair of victories back-to-back after that, 12-5 over South Harrison, followed by a drumming of Webster County, 26-2. Very, very close losses in their next 3 games. This is how close Roane County has been in win-loss categories. 4-2, a loss to Charleston Catholic. They were upended by the team they beat to start the season, Calhoun County, on the road, 5-3, and then a 5-4 loss to a very good Braxton County team on the road as well, before most recently defeating Gilmer County, a game scheduled at home that moved to Glenville State due to weather circumstances. So the Raiders' record does not maybe show just how solid of a team this is. For Parkersburg Catholic, they are in struggle mode here this year. They have a co-ed team, 4 or 5 girls on this team, just 1 substitute for Parkersburg Catholic, but they're out on the field and they are taking warm-ups. They're going to be playing some baseball action here nevertheless. We appreciate you joining us on WVRC 104.7 FM, WVRCFM.com if you're looking for streaming audio on our website, and of course we are on Facebook Live as well. My name's Andrew Miller alongside my partner Matt White. Katie Nutter is our camera person. George Allen is our studio technician back at WVRC headquarters. Our first look at this Roane County baseball team, Matt, since the 31st of March. Webster County came here, and that was the last time we had the opportunity to broadcast a baseball game. There haven't been many opportunities since then. Just a few games under the belts of Roane County. Just the West Virginia weather in the spring has destroyed the spring season for both baseball and softball.
It just puts everybody in a bind. Coming in, like you said, Parkersburg Catholic, only 3 games under their belt. I'm sure they've been bitten by the weather bug, and like you mentioned, just the being understaffed. It's a tough thing whenever you come in with only 10 on the roster. It doesn't allow for a lot of parity, I guess, in your game. I mean, you're kind of stuck. But hey, I mean, you come out here, you play. You give it your all. You never know what's going to happen. Unfortunately, we were not able to go see that Gilmer County game. That would have been one whale of a game. Coach Nate White was telling me just before the game, he said that was a really good ball game, and just unfortunate that we weren't able to get that one on the air. That would have been a good one to have had. Going to see a little bit of a switch up here. Going to try to get Gage Saunders some pitches here under his belt. Just a sophomore. Here's a guy that you're looking at over the next couple of years to potentially be, one of your solid aces coming in. So you want to get him some experience, get him some confidence. And this maybe is the kind of scenario which is a good time to see what Gage has in the way of in the way of his pitching arsenal.
Yeah, you may not throw him directly into the fire against, let's say, a Braxton County team, but
sure,
you give him some varsity innings. Let's take a look at that lineup card for both teams. First off, for the Parkersburg Catholic Crusaders, leading off and catching today will be Carson Mcminn, batting second. At shortstop, Josh Gill. Third batter and playing the third base position is Gavin Dawson. Cleanup hitter and first baseman will be Hayden Hunter. Batting fifth at second base, Emily Heffner. Batting sixth out in left field, Mary Ruth. Batting seventh on the bump today for Parkersburg Catholic is Carson Mcminn. Batting eighth and playing the eighth position in the field, center fielder Riley Miller. Batting ninth is Neva Bryant, and Neva will be out in right field. For Roane County, Lane Epling, the catcher, leading it off here today. Batting second is Andrew Scafella. He'll be in right. In left field will be Josh Walton. He'll bat third. Cleanup hitter and first baseman is Cole Ellis. Preston Green batting fifth, playing shortstop. Cam Ash batting sixth, and over at third, batting seventh. And at second base is Cam Cumston batting eighth. Out in center field is Ethan Collins, and Gage Saunders again on the hill today for Coach Buddy Huffman and his crew. Coach Huffman meeting at home plate with the umpires and the head coach for Parkersburg Catholic. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the first pitch here from Leo Hines Memorial Field at Roane County High School. It is a beautiful day here in Roane County, West Virginia. Not a cloud in the sky, 80 degrees with a breeze at Leo Hines Memorial Field. We get set for the top of the first inning, Roane County and Parkersburg Catholic, in a single game LKC matchup. Gage Saunders on the mound here today, getting the start for Roane County. His battery mate is Lane Epling behind the plate. Cole Ellis at first, Cam Cumpston at second, Preston Green at shortstop, Cam Ash at third, Josh Walton over in left field. Center field is manned by Ethan Collins and Andrew Scafella over in right field. We apologize for the extended commercial timeout. There was an issue getting the flag up, the American flag up, and we had an interesting way of getting that done. We always love when Russell May and Shadrach Greathouse get together and try to do something. It turns out to be fun. Russell running out into center field and leaping the fence and pulling one of the yellow fence liners off. And it's still off.
That wasn't I was going to say, the knocking it off wasn't the funny part. It was the two of them trying to put it back up is what made for quite an interesting delay in the game. But here we are, ready to go. Like I said, absolutely gorgeous evening. I mean, you couldn't ask for everything we've dealt with weather-wise. This is perfect.
The Raiders going to have a lot of away games next week. We'll try to get to some of those to try to filter some more baseball action in. Next week, they will be at Webster County. They'll be at Doddridge County on the 28th for a doubleheader. And then they'll be back on the road on the 29th against this Parkersburg Catholic team. And they'll finish up with a game on the 30th at Herbert Hoover and at Charleston Catholic on the next Monday. So a big week of action. Top of the first, Carson Mcminn digs in first, and we are underway as Saunders rocks and fires a belt-high fastball, swung on and missed for strike one.
Yeah, gotta like the confidence from the sophomore just coming out and attacking early.
Next pitch sails high and tight, moves Mcminn off of the plate. 1-1 the count. Hitters 1, 2, and 3. Mcminn followed by Josh Gill and Gavin Dawson in the top of this first. Saunders staying on the inside corner. That one just above the numbers. 2-1. Saunders working quickly from the rubber. Fires a fastball down Main Street. 2-2 the count to Mcminn. Two-two pitch called. Strike three. Ring him up on the inside corner. And Saunders gets his first strikeout of the ball game.
Now, Coach Huffman said it in some JV action that Saunders has really been throwing varsity-level pitches. It's a really a good sign for that young man to come out here and just show all the confidence.
And he'll fire one, staying on that inside corner to Josh Gill for strike one. Raiders in the maroon jerseys, sleeveless jerseys with black undershirts, white pants today. Silver letters and numbers, Raiders across the front in caps, trimmed out in white. To swing and a miss by Gill. 0-2 quickly.
That was one heck of a slider on that outside corner. Nothing you could do with that one.
0-2 offering. High and tight. 1-2. Little chin music. Gavin Dawson on deck for this Parkersburg Catholic team. Next pitch, swing and a miss down the middle, and back-to-back Ks for Gage Saunders. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the first.
Gavin Dawson.
Excellent start to the ball game for Saunders.
Looking to make it a quick top of the first inning. Stepping in, Gavin Dawson, the third baseman. Healthy cut on that slider. Out in front of it, strike one. Saunders looks to have control right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've got to like the mix-up inside out that Saunders is working right now.
Back to the inside corner with a fastball. Wow.
Just like that, you get the hitter looking something outside, freeze him with that inside pitch. Beautiful delivery.
Looking for a 3 up, 3 down inning here. The windup, the 0-2 pitch chopped down towards third. Going to be a tough play for Ash. He'll have to hustle the throw across. He does, and it sails high, and that will leave Dawson safe at first.
That was going to be a tough play to make anyway. Enough speed down the baseline was going to make that a bang play anyway. But
Hayden
you just try to rush the throw, airmail it a little bit.
Just about a swinging bunt down that third baseline, dying in the grass.
Kind of looked like Ash was trying to wait and see a little bit if it was going to roll foul as well.
So a 2-out runner aboard first, and Hayden Hunter to the plate. Swings at the first offering, rips it down the line, and under the glove of the diving Cam Ash. And that will advance runners. Now Hunter about halfway between first and second. I believe he thought Dawson was heading towards third.
Yeah, from the first look of it, it seemed like Crusaders were going to have a chance to advance all the way around second and third. But a good heads up there from Hunter to get back.
Wasting no time, Hayden Hunter, the cleanup hitter, the first baseman at first. 2 out, first and second. Emily Heffner, the second baseman. And back to the inside corner goes Saunders for strike one.
That was a heck of a diving attempt on that last one, though, from Cam Ash. If he would have been able to knock that one down, that would have been a highlight reel play.
Saunders working from the stretch. The pitch, swing and a miss. And that little bit of a slurve there was a nice one. Heffner out in front of it just a tad. Saunders working another 0-2 count. Here comes the pitch, swing and a miss, and he strikes out the side in the top of the first inning. How about you, Gage Saunders? No score after a half inning of play. Bottom of the first to come, Roane County to the plate. Moving into the bottom of inning number one. No score here from Leo Hines Memorial Field as Gage Saunders, the pitcher for Roane County, striking out the side. Began with back-to-back against McMinn and Gill. Gavin Dawson reaching on an error, followed by Hayden Hunter's single. And then with runners on first and second, Saunders retires Heffner by strikeout. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left aboard. Bottom of the first we go. Roane County to the plate. Lane Epling, Andrew Scafella, and Josh Walton. Let's take a look at the defense for Parkersburg Catholic. Carson Mcminn gets the start on the bump today. His battery mate is Carter Mcminn. First baseman Hayden Hunter. Emily Heffner at second. Josh Gill at shortstop. Gavin Dawson over at third. Mary Ruth out in left. Riley Miller in center. And Neva Bryant over in right field. The dark blue jerseys with powder blue numbers, powder blue letters for Parkersburg Catholic Crusaders across the front in capital letters. Trimmed out in white, they've got the gray pants with the single blue stripe down the side. Love the combination of dark blue and powder blue.
It just adds such a nice accent to the uniform. We've seen this McMinn before a couple of years ago. The older of the two, Carter, who's the starting catcher, saw him as a freshman a couple years back, I remember, and he was a pretty solid athlete.
What we witnessed as he was taking warm-up throws is got some accuracy, not a whole lot of speed behind his pitches, but as we talked, that could play some problems for batters who are used to faster pitching. It's hard to wait on things. You jump on it, you usually pop things up or chop them into the ground. Lane Epling will be the first to try. And strictly from the stretch will be Mcminn, first offering, missing outside. Appreciate y'all joining us. My old buddy Tom Hunter joining in. His son Hayden over there at first got the single in the top half of the inning. Tom, a longtime broadcaster, worked the Friday night Rivals games for Mark Martin and WCHS. 1-0 pitch, just missing, low and away, 2-0 the count to Epling.
Good job here early by Lane, just being patient, waiting on a pitch. You know, you don't want to get too overexcited here early in this one.
2-1 offering. He does wait on it and rips it up the gut. And the leadoff single will send Epling to first.
Yeah, that's a nice way to lead off a game. You sit back on one, wait, and just drive it into the outfield.
Had to stretch for that one. That was on the outside corner. And a nice piece of hitting from the senior Lane Epling. That'll bring Scaff to the plate. Scaff's had a couple of very good games back-to-back. In fact, he got the victory on the mound against Gilmer County in that big victory. 10-5. Also had a couple of hits. Here's Epling off the first pitch. A great jump. And not even a throw there from Mcminn. Epling quickly to second.
You know, like I said, with the a little bit slower pitches, it's going to make maybe for an easier track here for Roane County to maybe steal some bases and, advance runners, without even taking a swing of the bat.
0-1 count to Scafella. Here goes Epling. And he will head over to third. He thought about coming home as the ball gets by the catcher, Mcminn. Scafella swinging at that one. I'm not sure if he had a missed signal over by Coach Buddy Huffman. That was way outside, Matt. Either that or it was a hit and run.
Now, it may have been because you normally wouldn't try to reach for one. We've seen Scaff a lot this year. He's got a pretty good eye at the plate. He's always pretty patient, so I think that was probably one of those hit and run calls.
0-2 count. Runner on third here in the bottom of the first inning. Mcminn comes to the plate, chopped over towards third. Going to be a tough play. Going to have to hustle the throw, and it's over the first baseman's head. And Epling will trot home to score the first run of the game, just as we saw in the top of the first inning. A tough play at third for Gavin Dawson.
Yeah, those slow rolling choppers, you're having to make a quick throw. Scaff with plenty of speed to challenge that one. So, yeah, you just let it go a little bit too quick. And with the aggressiveness of Epling on the base paths, he's already at third. That's an easy first run here for Roane County to take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, for Scaff, you just want to put it in play and make the defense make a play. Scaff going to take off. First pitch gets away from the catcher, Mcminn, once again. Scafella also had a great jump on that first pitch. Josh Walton looking on at ball one. For the second time, a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first. Roane County now leading quickly 1-0. It's a glorious day here in Roane County. Mcminn comes with the 1-0. That one sails low and away, 2-0 the count. The weather's just been so bad throughout the last 3 weeks. The Raider team, going all the way back to that Webster County game, have only played 4 games in the last 3.5 weeks. They're going to send Scafella again. Another pitch goes low and away to the backstop. Mcminn quickly to the backstop. It's a very, very deep backstop here. So
always a tough position for the catcher. Like you said, there's a lot of area behind you. So very easily to let one go. It gives the advantage big time to the base runners.
3-0 count here to the left fielder, the senior Josh Walton. He's going to square it a bunt. I think that's just a fake, and he will see strike one on the inside corner. Good fight back pitch by Carson Mcminn, sorry. I'll mess that up throughout the evening.
Just McMinn and McMinn.
Law firm. 3-1 pitch. That one chopped right in between the pitcher and the catcher, and that is a swinging bunt if ever I did see one. Walton hit that one off the very tip of the bat, and it was a perfect bunt.
Yeah, it's one of those plays that normally you would want your catcher to come up and make that play initially, but he was holding a little bit because of the runner at third coming home. Realized either way it was going to the advantage was Scaff was coming home, so had to try to make a play out of something there and get it to first.
So 2 runs scoring for the Raiders with very, very slow ground balls. That'll bring up Cole Ellis. Walton heading towards second, once again getting a tremendous jump, and no throw coming. So the Raiders being aggressive on the base paths here in the bottom of the first. They lead 2-0. That pitch sailed high, 1-0 the count to Ellis. Next pitch popped up, foul territory, first base side. And again, as I mentioned, Matt, with these slower pitchers, it is going to be very tough on these hitters such as Cole Ellis, who love to see faster pitchers, to just hold back and not jump at pitches.
Yeah, the thing is, too, you hold back, and you tend to dip that shoulder and pop it straight up in the air. So
1-1.
See if Cole gets one he can drive.
Walton away from second. He's going to head towards third. The pitch and no throw again, as that might have hit Ellis between the eyes if McMinn would have delivered it.
Yeah, they could have made for one of those America's Funniest Home Video type moments.
2-1 the count to Ellis. McMinn comes with the pitch up at the eyeballs.
Like trying to get a little bit of a breaking pitch there. Just wanted to stay up in the air a little too long.
3-1 the count, bottom first. 2 runs have crossed here for the Raiders. No outs, and Walton over at third. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Turned on Ellis. Destroys it into left field, and Walton will trot home now for the 3rd run of the ball game. Back-to-back RBIs for Walton and Ellis.
Well, the first 3 guys that got on base had the green light on the first pitch to take off running. Let's see if they give Cole Ellis the steal sign.
We've often said that Cole believes that he is Ricky Henderson. He might be more like Harry and the Hendersons. First pitch, chopped foul down the third base side by Preston Green. Listen, it works 2 ways. He's a big guy, and he's got a lot of hair.
He's got a lock.
Got a big beard, mustache, everything.
Some luscious locks going on there for
the
Cole Ellis.
luscious locks of Ellis. He's got a big lead over at first. It's 0-1 count here to Green.
Oh, he's taking off. Watch him. Oh, darn it.
Green swings at this one, goes opposite field, a gap shot, and Ellis is going to head around second. The ball dropped by the center fielder. Ellis over to third and into second is Preston Green. Great piece of hitting there by the sophomore shortstop.
Again, just a nice job of laying back, waiting on it, and just getting your hands out in front of that one, just driving it dead center field. If Cole had taken off on that one, like I said, he might have scored from first on that one.
Runners at second and third, 3-0 Roane County, and Cam Ash to the plate. First pitch from McMinn, missing high and away. 1-0 count. We talked about this Parkersburg Catholic team. Just 10 on the roster. Many are freshmen and sophomores. Just 3 seniors on the team. And they've only played, Matt, 3 games this year. So they have just struggled to get contests in. You look at all the games on this schedule. Canceled.
So tough to get any kind of rhythm. I mean, you played the game. You know how important, the structure and the consistency of baseball has to be if you really want to be successful.
Now, you can't afford to take a couple, 3 weeks off and then come right back at it. Here's a ball getting away. Ellis trotting towards the plate, and the throw back from McMinn, not in time. As the other McMinn was trying to take the play, his glove and his glove hand and Ellis collided, and McMinn got spun around. That will send Ellis home, the 4th run of the bottom of the first, scoring for Roane County off the pass ball.
Just a little bit of a size advantage there for Ellis coming in on the plate, and you get head of steam like he had. A glove hand's not going to slow him down.
3-0 count to Ash. On that play, Preston Green moved over to third base. Cam Cumpston in the on-deck circle for the Raiders, leading 4-0, bottom of the first. McMinn comes with the 3-0 pitch, low and outside, sending Ash over to first base.
Now batting number 20, Cam Compston.
Now the freshman second baseman, Cam Compston, coming to the batter's box. McMinn taking a big, deep breath there on the bump. Ash is going to go on the first pitch. Ball in the dirt, and here comes Green now. And he certainly has the wheels to get to the plate, and he does. Ash moving out to second, and now 5 runs crossing here in the first.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in when you got runners in scoring position like that to, let a pitch go, back to back. It keeps digging yourself deeper in a hole. You want to at least try to, let the Raiders put one in play and just give your defense a chance to make something for you.
1-0 pitch. There is a strike outside corner.
That'll do. That was a good location on that pitch.
And a good fight back pitch again from McMinn. Still no outs, though, here in the bottom of the first with Ash at second. And Roane County, a 5 spot on the board at the moment. Next pitch, that one sails behind. Compston gets away from the catcher, and Ash moves to third. 2-1 count to Compston. Ethan Collins on deck. And next week will be a big week for Roane County. They'll play Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And all games scheduled to be on the road. Here's one chopped back to McMinn. He'll barehand it across to first, and a low throw. And Hunter could not dig it out of the dirt. That will score Ash, and Compston's going to head to second now. Compston's going to head over to third. Here comes the throw. It would have been a little late anyway. And the Raiders taking advantage of another Parkersburg Catholic error.
Collins.
And that's a tough one. You didn't have any backup over there on that play. That normally is the right fielder's responsibility to come over and try to back up the first base throw. That made for a long trip for Hunter to try to track that one down.
Again, McMinn made a nice play coming off the rubber. He had to hustle, so he barehanded it. That's the third throwing error, Matt, that we have seen as Collins digs in and takes one right off the shoulder. And he's going to head on to first. Yeah, we have had 3 throwing errors on 3 very hard plays to make defensively for Parkersburg Catholic.
Yeah, they were all those little slow chopper, you're going to have to charge, make a good play. You get in a rush and you overcompensate a little bit for your throw.
Collins is going to move. He's already halfway to second, and McMinn said, wait just a second. I'm going to check on you here. No doubt, though, Collins is going to move on this pitch.
Yeah, you don't have your first baseman over on the bag holding. Now they're going to move him over, move Hunter over to try to keep Collins at bay.
9th batter in the order, and the pitcher, Gage Saunders, at the plate. Collins will go. Saunders squares the bunt, backs off, and Ethan has some serious speed, so McMinn chucks the throw, and he'll just toss it back to the pitcher. 1-0 the count to Saunders.
The problem with that one, though, is if you try to make that throw to second, you've got enough speed there at third with Compston to be able to come home as well.
Runners at second and third now. The 1-0 pitch in the dirt. Good stop behind the plate by Carter McMinn. Count moves to 2-0 to Saunders. Back to the top of the order in the on-deck circle. Lane Epling, who led off with the single. Next pitch, that one hit the front of the plate and popped over McMinn's head. And Compston going to travel home. And the Raiders continue the first inning onslaught here. As all batters have hit the base paths, and 7 of them are across now. And that will bring a meeting at the mound. And that's going to be a quick meeting at the mound. That's going to be a hook pulled here on McMinn.
It's looking like we're going to get just a swap of McMinn going over to third.
If so, that'll bring Gavin Dawson in to pitch. And it looks like that's going to be the case. So a new pitcher here in the bottom of the first inning. Roane County leading 7-0 with a runner on third and nobody out. We'll take a break while the warm-up pitches come, and we'll be back 3-0 count to Gage Saunders after this. We welcome you back inside the facility here at Leo Hines Field at Roane County High School. LKC action. Roane County in the midst of a big bottom of the first inning. 7 runs have crossed. No outs issued by the Crusaders of Parkersburg Catholic to this point. And a short outing for the starting pitcher Carson Mcminn, as he will be relieved by the third baseman Gavin Dawson. And McMinn will move over to third. The only defensive changes. A 3-0 count to the pitcher Gage Saunders for Dawson. And what we're watching here, Matt White, is Dawson will be a significant increase in speed. He's got a pretty strong arm. So the Raiders will have to adjust quickly, as they'll see the top of the order at least with Lane Epling. Lady Raiders in action, by the way, over at Calhoun County High School today. 3-0 the counts. Dawson's first pitch right behind the back of Saunders, and it's going to get to the backstop again with the speed of Collins. He will come home to score run number 8. 4-pitch walk issued now to Gage Saunders. Back to the top of the order we go. So Lane Epling digs in. His first plate appearance in the inning, ripped a single up the middle, ended up scoring on the RBI by Walton. Saunders a conservative lead over at first. Dawson will step off the bag, or step off the rubber, sorry, just to keep tabs on the runner. Dawson also working from the stretch here. Just missing on the outside corner. Pretty good location. 1-0 the count to Epling. It's our first baseball broadcast since the 31st of March. Since that moment, only 4 games have been played by Roane County. We've only been able to broadcast 3 Lady Raider softball games. Here's the 1-0 pitch right off the tuchus of Epling. A hit batter will send Epling to first, and that will move Saunders out to second. And we'll bring up, as our PA announcer, Pat Lance says, Andrew Scafella.
Scafella.
We call him Scaff for short. Oh, Athletic Director Toby Ford apparently calls him Fella. Interesting. Yeah, I thought Epling took one off the rump, and instead it was the elbow. I'm no doctor, but those two things are not quite as close as I would imagine.
Well, he's probably nimble enough to have his rump and his elbow close to each other, more so than you or I would be able
I'll
to.
take that. First pitch popped up, and that is in very shallow right field. That's going to drop in, and Scafella has 2 very soft base hits today.
Hey,
One was basically a swinging bunt. That one was the old dying quail into right field, right between the right fielder Bryant and the second baseman Heffner. Neither could get to it.
doesn't really matter how you get on base. It still counts as a base hit, and it helps your batting average, so you'll take it.
Bases jacked now for the left fielder and senior Josh Walton. RBI single on the swinging bunt, his first plate appearance.
Nice stop there behind the plate. Carson Mcminn able to keep that one from scooting behind him.
In the dirt for the first pitch, 1-0. Bottom of the first still, and 0 on the scoreboard for outs. 8 on the scoreboard for Roane County with runs at the moment, and they've got the bases juiced. 1-0 pitch, sorry. Inside corner called strike 1.
That was a nice one. Fell right over the inside corner of the plate.
Dawson from the stretch comes set. 1-1 pitch right behind the head of Walton. And it's a 2-1 count now.
Good job again by McMinn just to be able to knock that one down. Keep the runner at bay at third. Roane County with bases loaded. 8-0 lead here, bottom of the first.
McMinn's been challenged behind the plate here this first inning. Next pitch, swing and a miss by Walton. And the count now even at 2 apiece.
I think he might have been aiming for that spot in center field where the yellow safety barrier is missing.
I felt the wind off of that swing and a miss. Here comes the 2-2 offering. Curveball ripped at the second baseman under the glove of Heffner. 1 run will score. Epling trucking around from second. They may even send Scafella in. Here comes Scafella. The throw cut off, and over to third goes Walton. A bases clearing shot over there in right field, and I'm trying to decide what to score that. Do I give him credit for the single, or do I call it an E4, Matt? I'll defer to you in this situation.
I say give him the triple.
First pitch in and out of the glove of McMinn, and Walton did not spend a lot of time on the base paths. I'll give him then, according to Matt White, the 3 RBI AAA.
Not as cynical as you think I am all the time.
I'm more cynical as a stat keeper in baseball.
I know that's why you deferred to me, because you really wanted to call that an error.
I wanted to call that E4 and nothing, but I'll give it. Roane County up 12-0 here. Ellis with a 1-0 count. Bases empty now. Dawson, one hops the catcher. Ellis right now trying to process what just happened, as am I. Did that hit the front of the plate or inside the front of the plate? 1-1 the count.
We'll never know.
Dawson into the windup. Just waiting. Another one hopper. Ball 2.
Want to make sure on that one?
Yep. 2-1 the count. Still nobody out here. Bottom of the first inning. Roane County has exploded for 12. Dawson's windup pitch. That one right behind the flowing locks of Cole Ellis.
If that hair was about 3 inches longer, that's the hair is an extension of the uniform, correct? That would have been a hit ball.
I think so. I'll defer to you guys.
I know that is in football.
If a hair is hit, we got to ask Coach Todd Knotts. If the hair of Cole Ellis is hit when a pitch goes behind his head, is that a base or is that a hit by pitch?
I think so.
Okay.
It's an extension of the jersey, right?
Extension of the body, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you get one on the, if it clips even your jersey.
I'd argue for a base, the radar.
So Ellis draws the 5-pitch walk, and Preston Green now reached on a single. Nice opposite field shot in this inning. First pitch, chopper, hits off of Dawson's glove, and that's going to end up with a safe call at first on the infield hit. And just unfortunate for Dawson, he just about got his glove on it.
Yeah, he had the jump on that one, and just off the tip of the glove. Man, that's tough because that was going to be an easy play for him to make.
First and second now with nobody out. 12-0 Roane County, bottom of the first. Cam Ash walked his first plate appearance. Dawson, tell you, again, he's got some steam on those fastballs. He's had a little bit of control here in the first few batters, but.
Well, and I think that's, a good advantage for Parkersburg Catholic is him being able to throw the ball with a little more velocity. It holds the base runners at bay.
Swing and a miss on the next pitch, and an 0-2 count now to Ash, who did not see a strike his first appearance in this inning. Ellis out at first, or out at second. Green at first. Here comes the 0-2 pitch and a curveball that stayed, and right between the 1-0 on the back of Ash. And you can see the frustration on Dawson as he had the 0-2 count and just lost that curve inside.
Yeah, that's the thing when you're trying to work that inside corner. Especially if you're trying to hang a curveball out there. If it doesn't make its break, that's the result. What happens?
Here's one chopped towards first. Hunter knocks it down, loses control of it though as he was picking it up, and safe at first is Cumpston as Ellis will come home to score.
Now batting number 2, Ethan Collins.
That one knocked down, and just as he picked it back up, Matt, it dropped again, and that's just an unfortunate play there.
Yeah, it's one of those situations that just, you assume the routine play, and then you turn around and it just kind of eats you up.
So Collins back to the batter's box, was hit by a pitch, the first one he saw in this inning. He'll see a strike on the outside corner by Dawson. The bases loaded again for the Raiders. Next pitch down the middle, popped foul, first base side. 13-0 Roane County with the lead. And there it is.
Waiting for it. I saw him brewing it up. Pat Lance, the sound effect master.
Collins behind in the count quickly, 0-2.
I just want to know where the carved room sounds were on all those stolen bases in the first round.
Another one fouled back out of play right over our heads. Count remains 0-2. No outs on the scoreboard in the bottom of this first inning. Roane County has batted around the order almost twice here. Saunders would make it twice. He's in the on-deck circle. Next pitch, swing and a miss on a curveball, and down goes Collins. And Dawson registers the first out of the inning by strikeout.
Now batting number 21, Gage Saunders.
That's a good battle there for Dawson. I mean, you've been fighting the uphill battle throughout this entire ball game, and he's trying to come back and get him out of this inning.
First pitch in the dirt to Saunders, and here comes Green. And Green in safely to score. Run number 14 on the board as the runners advance. Ash over to third. Cumpston out to second. Toby Ford singing some Joe Diffie on us. He's probably thinking about Cole Ellis's flowing locks, and then it went to the mullet. And when you think of mullets, maybe done better than Joe Diffie's. Rest in peace to that guy.
There's been some good ones over the years.
2-0 the count to Saunders. Lane Epling awaiting a possible third at-bat here in the inning. Swing and a miss. That was a nice located pitch. Low in the zone, and Saunders swings and couldn't get to it. 2-1 the count. The pitch missing outside. 3-1.
Yeah, that was a close one. It was a pretty good-looking pitch. Had some nice movement on it. Mcminn tried the freeze frame job on the outside corner. Just couldn't get the ump.
Next pitch, boy, that was nasty. Took a little off, and Saunders out in front. 3-2 the count. Already going to see some backups filtering in as Epling will go sit down, and Ian Lance is now in the on-deck circle. He's the backup catcher for the Raiders. 3-2 pitch, and Saunders stays alive, catching a piece. Count holds full. And now Dawson gets a couple of them. McMinn threw the ball to him, and so did the home plate umpire. And Dawson, he did a nice job deciding which one he wanted to go with.
Yeah, catch one and duck the other.
Well, an interesting move here is they're going to take Dawson out. And I'll tell you, he was really finding his groove there.
Yeah, those last few pitches, he was hitting the marks pretty well. And, especially on a 3-2 count here, I'd give him a chance to, show what he's got against Saunders.
And now you're going to bring in a full count situation, a brand new pitcher. It'll be the shortstop, Josh Gill. While he takes some of his warm-up pitches, we will take a break, and we'll be back here in the bottom of the first. Roane County leading Parkersburg Catholic 14-0. Back inside of Leo Hines Memorial Field. Update Maybe Toby Ford can get somebody who's over there to give us an update on the Lady Raiders score. He's a doer, as we say. We'll have a full week of action here on WVRC next week. 4 boys games, well 5 actually, because the Doddridge game is a doubleheader. So back to the action. Gill steps in with a full count here to Saunders. And the pitch missing just upstairs. And a full count walk now issued. Full of Raiders for the 3rd time.
Come in, Ian Lance coming in to hit.
So,
place of Epling.
Now
Coach Buddy Huffman
batting number 24, Ian.
moving around his players from third base box. So Ian Lance gets his first plate appearance of the day. The freshman, we would assume, will be catching for the Raiders. And the first pitch missing low. 1-0 the count.
And it's going to put Ben Greathouse up in the on-deck circle.
2-0 this one upstairs. This inning got started a while back with Lane Epling, the single. And that just started this thing rolling the right way for the Raiders.
It's been a bit of a mix as well of, just Roane County hitting the ball well when they've gotten the opportunity, and then, some miscues on some, a few wild pitches that have led to some easy runs. But
yeah, the Raiders have 7 base hits in this inning. Other than that, the issue has been number 1, walks, number 2, hit batters, and number 3, some wild pitches and pass balls have caused some problems for the 3 pitchers. As a 3-0 count, Gill fights back, puts one over the plate for strike 1. Cam Ash at third. And at second is Cam Cumpston. Over at first is Gage Saunders. And there is ball 4, and that will walk home a run. Number 15 for the Raiders.
Ben Greathouse.
Thanks, sir.
So Scafella is out, and in checks Ben Greathouse. First pitch from Gill, swing and a miss. And once again, we talked about the change in speeds after Dawson goes heat. You bring in Gill, who is not a fast thrower, and you saw Greathouse try really hard to stay back on that.
that was one of those he could have took a swing, spun around, and maybe took another swing out in front of that one.
Next pitch missing upstairs, 1-1. Greathouse been a part-time starter this year as a senior out in right field. He and Scafella have traded time at that position. 2-1 the count. We got an update from Calhoun County High School. Lady Raiders softball action. Roane County up 25-0 on Calhoun County in softball action. 2-1 pitch. Upstairs. Yeah. Toby Ford said Roane County putting up the points today, putting up runs in both baseball and softball combined at the moment. 40. And we got a quick meeting at the mound here for the freshman Gill, the entire infield as well for the Crusaders. They were bringing in the outfielders, and they said, whoa, nope, just the infield. Strategery session is what we call that, Matt.
Some strategizing.
We are in the bottom of the first inning still, and we are into the 3rd round of at-bats for the Raider offense. Again, coming in, it's not as if this was unexpected. You look at the schedule for Parkersburg Catholic. They've only had 3 games. They've been defeated 23-1, 16-0, and 33-1. Very young team. Lots of freshmen, lots of sophomores. They do have 3 seniors and 1 junior. So a meeting very quickly, and Gill ready to go to work once again. And the pitch in the middle, and they'll throw down to first. Hustling back to the bag is Saunders. 3-2 the count now.
Well, like you said, too, only 3 games on their under their belt this year. It makes for a slow learning process as well.
Next pitch, Greathouse turns on it, rips it foul into the third baseline fence, and the count holds at 3-2. And that is I believe that's the first time I've ever seen Buddy Huffman sprint. I've seen him jog a little bit, but he took off there. I'm not sure what his 40 time would be, Matt. I'd say I'd probably go lineman stage, maybe 5'8", 5'9". Better than Tom Brady, though. Next pitch, one hops the catcher, Mcminn. And that will send runners around as Greathouse moves to first, and another run plated by the Raiders.
Now batting number 13, Jed Painter.
Would probably say Coach Huffman would be very thankful for you putting him in the same category as Tom Brady.
What do they call Tom Brady? The Ram or something like that? The sheep?
Ram.
What is it?
The Bighorn?
Oh, the goat. The goat. Jebediah Painter into the left side of the batter's box. First pitch in the dirt, and here comes Saunders in to score from third. And the Raiders now with a 17 spot on the board here in the bottom of the first. The GOAT. That never made sense to me because Tom Brady never had a beard like a goat. Now, them's fighting words, Toby Ford. Next pitch to Painter behind him, and Ian Lance going to trot home as well.
Can Tom Brady even grow a beard?
I don't think he can.
I don't think so either. Baby soft skin.
You know who can grow a beard, though? An epic beard is Aaron Rodgers, which is why he's better. 2-0 pitch. Painter off the knee, and Jeb will move down to first with the hit pitch.
Bring up Noah Jett coming in for Cole Ellis.
Now batting number 33, Noah Jett.
Jett we've seen as a freshman on the mound once this year. Get himself a plate appearance here against Gill. First pitch, belt-high fastball called strike one. Runners at the corners here with 1 out in the bottom of the first, and Roane County leading big, 18 across here. Next offering, missing upstairs, 1-1. It is quite possibly the best weather that we have had this whole spring. Next pitch, Jett swings fast at it and pops it up out of play. Boy, did I struggle getting that one out.
You had Fast and Furious in your brain,
I did.
I
I was struggling to get the words out. Felt like I was having a stroke for a second. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss, and it gets away from Mcminn, and that has got to be frustrating for Gill. Although there will be a strikeout, there will be a run scored. There was a runner on first. First base was covered up, so that is out number 2 with the strikeout.
Bringing Nate Martin.
As Painter moves on to second.
Be coming in to
Now batting number 16,
hit in the place
Nate
of Preston Green.
So a runner now at second with 2 outs. Roane County leading 19-0. And Nate Martin's first opportunity at the plate. Gill working outside, 1-0.
Our last look at Roane County against Webster County, Nate Martin ripped a bases clearing triple into right center field.
That's why Matt's the GOAT of remembering things. I had forgotten. This one popped up over at second. Heffner rips the hat off, old school style. Makes the grab for out number 3. 19, though, across for the Raiders. They lead big here after 19-0. We'll take a break. Be back with the top of the second after this. We welcome you back to Leo Hines Memorial Field after one complete inning. Roane County leading big, 19-0, as the Raiders batted around 3 times in that first inning of play. And we will have massive substitutions here in the top of the second defensively, as all of the guys that got in on that third at-bat in the bottom of the first, Ian Lance, he will replace Lane Epling at the catcher's position. Ben Greathouse will move out to play right field in favor of Scafella. Jeb Painter, batting for Josh Walton, will be out in left field. Noah Jett, replacing Cole Ellis, will be at first base. Nate Martin replacing Preston Green, and he will move over to third. Russell May will check in at shortstop, so Cam Ash is out as well. And at second base, what do we have? I can't see.
I know we've got Shadrack out in center.
So Shadrack Greathouse also in center. And we've got, oh gosh, my mind escapes me.
Braden Mullen, I believe.
Braden Mullen, thank you. Yes, Braden Mullen at second base. So wholesale substitutions defensively for Roane County. The only one still in the game defensively is the pitcher, Gage Saunders, who had quite the first inning. He struck out Carson Mcminn and Josh Gill back-to-back. Gavin Dawson reaching on an error. Hayden Hunter with the single, and then a strikeout of Emily Heffner by Saunders. And he's got to get warmed up again, Matt. It's been quite a while since he's been on the hill here today.
Yeah, it's been a couple of minutes. That was a big first inning for Roane County. 19 on the board. It's good, though, to get some of these younger guys in. And, some of these seniors that don't get to play a whole lot, get them in the game. Good to get them some varsity time, get them, they put in as much work as anybody, in the off season and in the practice time. Good to see these guys get some time.
Hitters 6, 7, 8 to the plate here in the top of the second. Mary Ruth, Carson McMinn, Riley Miller. First pitch to Ruth in there for strike one. Saunders over humps one there, 1-1. Ruth is part of that Parkersburg Catholic State Championship basketball team. I remember calling her name a little bit in the state tournament. What a team that was. Undefeated and state champions. Saunders missing inside on Ruth. 2-1 the count.
Yeah, it really was a remarkable season for the Lady Crusaders.
Ruth, a healthy cut at that high heat. 2-2. She and I are now kindred spirits. Matt, she swung at high fastballs, as I used to do way too many times. I'm glad Coach Knotts is not still in here because he used to yell at me for that. This one, inside corner, called strike 3, and all 4 putouts in the game so far by way of Gage Saunders' strikeouts.
Yeah, like I said, just good to see him get some confidence on the mound. you want to get as many arms as you possibly can moving forward. You're going to lose the likes of Cole Ellis and, Andrew Scafella and, some of those guys that have pitched for you over the last couple of years. So you're going to need somebody to step up. Good to see Saunders coming out here and doing some work in this one.
Carson Mcminn, who was the starting pitcher, is at the plate, batting lefty. Next pitch, working the outside corner to the left-hander. Saunders draws strike one. 1-1 the counts. Top of the second inning. Roane County up big. Next pitch, swung on and missed. 1-2. Boy, dare I say, watching Saunders and his delivery, not only does he work the speed of Kucherawi, he actually has a very similar windup and delivery. And Mcminn is calling for some time here, Matt. And he is not feeling too well. He has kind of got his hand on his chest on that last swing. Did you see anything, Matt? I don't know if due to all the throws and the pitching or whatever, may have pulled a muscle.
Yeah, it looks like he's got some radiating pain there, maybe all the way back into the shoulder blade. Not sure. I mean, like I said, you've thrown a lot of pitches. You've been your third different position on the field. Sometimes just an awkward swing, just kind of puts you in a little bit of a bind. Update
on softball action at Calhoun County. It is a final score in 4 innings. Roane County defeating Calhoun County 25-0. Now 14-5 on the year. Here's Mcminn fighting off the 2-strike pitch over to shortstop. Russell May makes the play. And it is a rabid dugout right now as the people's champ.
He's the fan
Russell
favorite.
May. Yes, he is the fan favorite.
Now batting number 21.
And that's
the
fence destroyer.
The fence destroyer is what he is.
He better make a nice play after the that debauchery that he and Shadrack committed in the first before the game even started.
So 2 up, 2 down. Batter number 8, Riley Miller, takes a swing at the first offering. 0-1. Miller, the center fielder here for Parkersburg Catholic. Saunders fires one. Belt high fastball again. Miller aggressive at the plate. Swinging again. 0-2 though the count. Saunders looking for a 3 up, 3 down second. The pitch, swing, and a foul ball. And the count holds at 0-2. So Miller stays alive.
And that one ricocheted back off of the umpire's left shoulder pad.
Another 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Saunders with 5 strikeouts in 2 innings, and quickly 3 up, 3 down in the top of the second go the Crusaders on offense. 19-0, bottom of the second. Raiders coming to the plate after this. Moving into the bottom of inning number 2, Roane County with a very healthy lead over Parkersburg Catholic. It was a massive first inning. Roane County batting around the order twice full and another halfway as they lead 19-0. And Gage Saunders impressing me not just with what he's doing, but just how he's doing it. 5 strikeouts out of 6 outs so far in the first couple of innings. And then a nice ground out to the shortstop, Russell May. A 1-2-3, top of the second defensively for Roane County. So we move to the bottom half of the inning. And for the second inning, Josh Gill will be now still at the pitcher's mound for Parkersburg Catholic. And he's going to see Russell May first. And after that, I'm not sure. I assume it will be Russell May followed by Braden Mullen, who replaced Cam Cumston. And then following that, I got no idea. I do see Tyson Watson with a bat in hand as well. Yeah, so we may see him for someone.
Some defensive shifts there for Parkersburg Catholic as well. After that last swing, you saw Carson Mcminn in some discomfort. They're going to pull him from the game. That's going to move Mary Ruth from left field into shortstop. That'll bring the backup Braden Smith into play left field. And then Riley Miller is going to move from center over to right. And then Neva Bryant will move to center field.
So those are your changes defensively for Parkersburg Catholic. As Gill working through his warm-up pitches. Next week, got a lot of action going on for the Raider boys. They'll start it off on Tuesday. It'll be all road games for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll be at Webster County on Tuesday, a doubleheader at Doddridge County on Thursday. Friday, they'll have Parkersburg Catholic on the road. Then Saturday, they'll finish it off at Herbert Hoover. And that is the schedule for the Raider boys. I'll have to check with Toby Ford again as he sits beside us about the girls' schedule next week.
Big game Monday.
And he says big game Monday. Well, you can probably hear him saying it. He's sitting right next to me.
Doddridge County.
And we've got girls at Doddridge County on Monday.
Yeah, I was going to say, I believe that's a doubleheader, correct?
We have it at 5 and 7 still.
Yes, and that is for first place on our side.
Well, I guess, Matt White, you and I are going to head to Doddridge County Monday.
I've already got it on my work schedule.
So Russell May digs in against Gill, and he'll take a look at the first pitch outside corner called strike.
I like his style.
0-1 the count to May. Russell came in defensively, made that nice play at shortstop. So we'll have his first plate appearance popped up right behind us. Will it catch the roof? Yes. 0-2 the count to Russell May.
Like you said, the whole dugout rooting for Russ to get himself on the bases. He'd be one to take off.
May chops one down the line at first. Hunter going to have to hustle because May's got speed. And Hunter, I think, did he get him? No, he did not. Boy, Hunter.
Problem was there, I think Hunter missed him, and they're going to get Russ, I think, for going out of the baseline.
That's why he was safe.
He tried to duck underneath of that one.
Listen, Hunter's not the shortest guy in the world. He's got a wingspan about him.
Yeah, Russ was able to avoid him, missed the first base bag, and then as he came back, the bases ump called it safe on the bag, but out for going outside of the baseline.
That's a nice play by Hunter. You knew he was going to have to hustle because May was getting down quickly to the first base side.
Yeah, coming out of the left-handed batter's box, he had a big jump on that one.
1-0 the count to Braden Mullen. He'll swing and rip this one into shallow left field. And Mullen's first plate appearance will end up with a single.
Now batting number 1, Shadrack.
And now we'll see Shadrack Greathouse, who checked in defensively the last inning for the center fielder Ethan Collins. Shad going to be busy in late May and June. He's going to be a part of a pair of all-star games at football. Going to play in the BACF ball game, I believe, this year is at St. Mary's High School, and then he was honored with Toby Copeland to be asked to play in the annual North-South game. So a very good honor for the senior. And Greathouse now behind in the count after swinging at the first two offerings, 0-2.
That's one that Coach Burdett will also be participating in as an assistant coach.
In that game being moved last year to South Charleston High School's field, so no longer at the Laidley Field Stadium, University of Charleston Stadium. And Greathouse stays alive on an 0-2 pitch, fouls it off. 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the second. Roane County leading big, 19-0. Got them all in that first inning. Gill now settling down, Matt, throwing strikes. That's all you can ask.
Yeah, if you get them over the plate and, just give your defense a chance to make a play for you.
Next pitch, outside. Boy, Greathouse thought about throwing the bat out at that one. And a 1-2 count, and before Gill gets another one, a quick meeting, hopefully, at the mound, and Gill's done.
Looks like they're going to give the ball to Emily Heffner coming in from second. Gill will move over and just swap positions with her.
Well, it's almost like every time a pitcher starts to get comfortable on the rubber, they get the rug pulled out from under them. So Gill is done, and now we'll see a new pitcher. Emily Heffner going to take some warm-ups. 1 out, 1 on, and a 1-2 count to Shadrach Greathouse when we return. And we welcome you back inside of Leo Hines Memorial Field. New pitcher here for Parkersburg Catholic is Emily Heffner. She was the second baseman. And she'll step in with a runner on first, 1 out in the bottom of the second, and a 1-2 count to Shadrach Greathouse. First pitch from Heffner. This one swung on and hit, lined over the head of the third baseman. Great attempt that time by Dawson as he leaped at that one, and Greathouse got it just over his head with the line drive single.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting. Got just enough of that ball.
Yeah,
he thought Dawson was going to be able to make a play on it just a little bit out of reach. If he was about 6 inches taller, he might have had that one.
So Tyson Watson is going to bat for the pitcher, Gage Saunders. We'll see how that plays out in the third as far as Saunders on the mound. First pitch from Heffner, smacked back into the cage, 0-1 the counts.
Yeah, like I said, we'll see if they keep Saunders on the mound. I believe in substitution rules you can do that. You can hit for the pitcher, I think once, and then they can still come back out.
No, in softball that's the case.
I'm not sure.
Next pitch, Heffner loses control of that one. 1-1 the counts. Runners will stay. That's just a respect thing. Roane County up 19-0. No reason to be running bases at this point.
Yeah, that's no need to pour anything on. Like I said, tough outing for an understaffed team. Only 10 on the roster. You had one a little bit banged up, have to come out. So Tough go of it.
Watson pops this one up in the left side of the infield, backing up into the outfield, and making a nice grab is Ruth. They're going to send the runner across, and I tell you what, I think the reason they were doing that is they were trying to get him off the base paths, and they will. Mullen jumps off the base paths, and I think he thought that ball got over to the fence. It did not. It got right into the glove of Dawson, and Dawson turns and tags out Mullen for out number 3. So no damage done in the bottom of the second for the Raiders. We move to the third, and Parkersburg Catholic at the plate. Roane County leading 19-0. We welcome you back inside Leo Hines Memorial Field after 2 completes. Roane County leading 19-0. No score for Roane County in the bottom of the second inning. Did have a pair of base hits in that inning, one from Shadrach Greathouse and one from Braden Mullen. Almost forgot to put Braden's name down. And we've got some more defensive substitutions here to talk about, Matt.
Yeah, we mentioned that the substitute, the pinch hitter for Gage Saunders. They're going to move Nate Martin over into the pitching mound and then bring, I believe, Tyson Watson in to play third. I believe all the rest will remain the same. Just a swap of now Nate Martin on the mound and Tyson Watson playing third.
So we'll set the defense for the second time today. As you mentioned, Martin the pitcher, Ian Lance behind home plate, Noah Jett at first, Braden Mullen at second, shortstop is Russell May, Tyson Watson at third, Jed Painter out in left field, Shadrach Greathouse in center, and Ben Greathouse over in right. Top of the third we go, Neva Bryant to lead it off, the right fielder. 9-1-2 coming to the plate here in this inning as
Now batting number 9.
Martin delivers fastball down the middle for strike one.
Bryant.
0-1 pitch fouled off by Bryant. 0-2.
Yeah, just another chance for one of these young guys to get in. Nate Martin, only a freshman. We've seen him throw, Noah Jett. We, try to get some of these younger guys some innings and, see who's going to work for you going forward. You got to continue to build every year, with your pitching staff.
Martin throws a curveball, a swing and a miss, and strike 3. So Martin steps right in and strikes out the batter. I like the resilience. She didn't want to leave. She's like, nope, I want to see another pitch here. Back to the top of the order we go. Carter Mcminn, the catcher.
Carter Mcminn.
He struck out on a 2-2 count. Back in inning number 1, batting from the lefty side of the plate. First pitch from Martin, healthy cut, fouled into the cage. 0-1. The top of this order stepped up to the plate back in that first inning, Matt, very aggressively. Got a couple of balls in play, a base hit, and one reaching on an error. 0-1 pitch, fouled against the cage again, 0-2.
Yeah, good cut. Was a little bit behind that one. You got to certainly have to appreciate the aggressiveness of Parkersburg Catholic. They're not afraid to get up here and swing the bat. They're not just going to sit there and wait and, look at strikes. They're attacking.
Now we've seen 1 through 9 take swings. Off speed pitch, fouled out of play. 0-2, the count will hold. I like the delivery here of Martin. Very smooth. Not a lot of craziness to it, just really smooth.
That's the thing, no wasted motion.
Oh, 2 pitch. Woo, inside. McMinn jumps out of the way. Avoids the bean off the knee. 1-2 the count. Josh Gill on deck. He was the pitcher and back to shortstop, and then he went into the outfield. This one popped up in the infield. Martin hanging underneath it, moving further and further to the white line at first base and tried to underhand it at the last second. Matt pops out of the glove. Aboard first is McMinn on the E1.
It's one of those you just kind of lose it while it's in the sky.
You're giving that one guy a triple. That's a hit.
Oh, yeah. Unquestionable. Brady's the GOAT, too.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
I see Larry and Mo beside me. I don't know where Curly is.
Yeah. We're both Curlys.
First pitch to Gill, swing and a foul ball. Toby Ford, Pat Lance, providing comedic relief. The funniest part was that they think that Tom Brady's the GOAT.
Hey, Mo!
And not Aaron Rodgers.
I just said he's bare hair.
Next pitch, swing and a miss, as Matt mentioned. These batters are not wasting time. Being aggressive at the plate. Gill behind the count, though, 0-2. I mentioned he was in outfield. He's actually at second base at the moment.
I had that down on my sheet, but I was going to let you have it.
Swing and a miss, and a strikeout here for the new pitcher, Nate Martin. Two of them now.
I mean, if you just really want to keep throwing shade, though, at Toby, you can just bring up Mitchell Trubisky.
Ouch.
For the old Chicago Bears.
That's still an open wound. I'm going to let that one fester. They're going to send McMinn. Here comes the throw down. Not in time. A good jump that time by McMinn. Strong throw by Lance, just not in time. And McMinn swipes the bag. 1-0 the count to Gavin Dawson. Spent a little bit of time on the mound today, back at third now. Swings heavy at that one, 1-1.
By the way, Toby Ford says, "You're welcome, Pittsburgh fans, for the gift of Trubisky."
1-1 pitch, called strike on the outside corner. 1-2 now. I'm liking this the first time I've seen both of these young arms of Saunders and Martin. Both of them have some steam. They've got good control of their pitches. Inside corner, popped foul. Count remains 1-2.
Yeah, I like her. Both of them are doing a pretty good job of mixing up locations, working outside corner, showing some pretty good control on the inside.
Another 1-2 pitch. This one golfed over towards right center field. Greathouse moving over and leaps to make the grab for out number 3. We move to the bottom of inning number 3. Roane County the plate, leading big after this. Into the bottom of inning number 3 we go. Roane County leading big, 19-0. They got the 19 in inning number 1 in the bottom half. They batted around the order 2.5 times. Since then, though, everything's kind of settled down here. We've seen 4 separate pitchers for Parkersburg Catholic most recently, and into her second inning is Emily Heffner. She was able to get out of the bottom of the second with no damage done. So into the bottom of the third we go, and for Roane County back to the top of the order. And Ian Lance will lead it off, followed by Ben Greathouse and then Jeb Painter. Lady Raiders victorious tonight in the LKC Eastern matchup against Calhoun County. A 25-0 victory in 4 innings, setting up a big one on Monday. A doubleheader between Roane County and Doddridge County, the 2 top teams in the East. And we will be there on Monday for that doubleheader, 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock at the Doddridge County Athletic Facility. Probably the nicest in the state of West Virginia in Class Single A, maybe even one of the nicest in the state of all classes. Excited to go over there and do some softball for the first time. Raider boys will be in action next week a good bit. We will be with Roane County on Tuesday as the Raider boys will head to Webster County. Actually, it's not at the high school. It's at Webster Springs down over the mountain.
It's about a 20-minute further drive from Cowan, where the high school is located.
Absolutely.
Maybe we can get good old head coach Eddie Williams come up and holler at us while we're there.
Absolutely. Eddie taking the head coaching job at the Webster County High School for football. We've been seeing him posting updates of all the improvements quickly they are making. They are overhauling their weight facility. So into the bottom of the third we go. Heffner working her second inning, and Lance the first to come to the plate here in the top or the bottom of the third. First pitch missing outside. Lance, an RBI on a walk in his first plate appearance back in that first inning. 1-0 the count. Next pitch missing away as well, 2-0.
You know, those trips to Webster County, I mean, it's a long drive. It's always a nice place to go and call a game. All the administrative people and everybody there are always so kind and friendly and helpful to us every time we go. So, yeah, it always makes it, makes that 2-hour drive worth the while.
You know, it's not lost on us when we talk about going to certain places that we really enjoy, and it's because the administration is so wonderful and accommodating to us. 2-0 pitch upstairs, and none better than the administration there. Stacy Cutlip, the principal, Sharon Baer, the athletic director, and I'm missing one. Dang it. Hope nobody hears it.
Yeah, the coaching staff's always, from each team,
Absolutely.
always very nice to work with.
3-0 pitch down the middle, ripped towards second base. Gill right there for it. Lobs it over to Hunter, and look at Hayden Hunter. It's a good thing he's tall, Matt. He had to jump high for that throw and came down with his foot on the bag.
Yeah, tall kid, but he still had to climb the ladder to get that one. Good job, good recognition.
He's had to make two of those tough plays there today.
Good field awareness to know where the bag was when he was coming down out of the air.
Second opportunity at the plate now for Ben Greathouse. First pitch popped up into foul territory. Now to play. 0-1. Greathouse also walked and scored a run with an RBI there in the first inning. Yeah, there are places we go, Matt, that are not as accommodating, and it's not lost on us as well.
Yeah, we'll not name names on that one.
Yeah, I won't throw shade at anybody.
We just want to let the ones that we really appreciate always know how much we do.
And offer up to those people who may not be as accommodating. It behooves one to be very accommodating to people coming into your facilities.
Sure.
That's why we're so good here. Toby Ford is one of the best at helping out opposing teams, broadcasting crews, whatever it may be.
And just look at that face. How is that not the most accommodating face you'd ever see?
Definitely a face for radio.
2-1 as Heffner misses upstairs. A face only a mother could love. Oh, I'm kidding.
Toby Ford, the self-proclaimed face for radio.
2-1 to Great House. Heffner working strictly from the stretch. Upstairs, 3-1 now. Raiders leading big, 19-0. Got them all in that first inning. Looking to get to 5-5 on the season. We talk about the 3-game losing streak they had. Boy, were they close a lot. They lost 4-2 to Charleston Catholic. As Great House swings at this one, pops it up foul territory. That one will get out of play. Roane County lost 4-2 to Charleston Catholic. They went over to Calhoun County, a team they short-gamed the first time and lost 5-3. And then they lost a nail-biter to Braxton County 5-4 on the road. All of those, if you flip them around, Roane County's got themselves quite the record here at this point in the season. 3-2 the count now to Great House. No one on, one out here in the bottom of the third. The pitch down the middle, and Heffner retires Great House by strikeouts.
Again, that was one of those where the velocity just didn't match the swing. Great House really got out in front of that one and was trying to take it for a ride.
Check again to the left side of the batter's box for the second time. Jeb Painter was plunked his first plate appearance. First pitch, chopper. This is going to be a tough play. Ruth attacking Ruth across to first, not in time as Painter beats the throw. You saw it off the bat. It was going to be a very tough play. Ruth playing deep at short.
Yeah, did a good job of fielding that ball cleanly, but yeah, just a hustle down the line. And like I said, Painter coming out of that left-handed box, it gives you a little bit of a jump start down that first base line.
Runner on first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Jet to the plate. Noah Jet, the first baseman at the moment. Well, rolling thunder off in the distance there. Normally you think of motorcycles, but here in Roane County we've got trucks with no mufflers. That's what we call rolling thunder.
That's what you call board on it.
Rolling coal. 1-0 pitch, high and tight to Jet, 2-0.
No, it's a strike. No strike.
Was that a called strike?
Yeah,
1-1.
1-1.
Heffner steps off of the bag, and an odd move by Painter to first. Fell down and crawled on his knees to the bag.
It was a half dive, half lunge.
1-1 pitch, missing outside, 2-1. I already had that written.
Good. You're a prophet.
Well, I'm breaking the cardinal rule of bookkeeping in baseball. Never, ever, ever use a pen, and I'm doing that.
Never, ever, ever assume balls and strikes.
You know what happens when you assume, Matt? I'm not going to tell you.
Yes, we all do.
Something about Uma Thurman.
Makes us look silly.
2-1 pitch down the middle, popped up in foul territory. Dawson moving over, backing up, and he'll make the grab for out number 3. A quick bottom of the third for Heffner and the defense. We move to the fourth. Roane County leading big after this. And we welcome you back to Leo Hines Memorial Field after 3 complete innings. Roane County leading big 19-0. Last couple of innings, though, defensively have been quite good for Parkersburg Catholic. Heffner has worked well after coming in relief in the early portion of that second inning. She retired the last couple of batters she faced to get out of that second inning with no damage done. In the third inning, a ground out, a strikeout, a single by Jeb Painter, and then a pop fly out by Noah Jett to finish it off quickly. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left on. To the top of the fourth we go, and some more shuffling defensively, Matt, for the Raiders.
Yeah, they're going to bring Braden Mullen in from second, put him on the mound. That's going to move Tyson Watson out to right field. That's going to bring Ben Greathouse in from right to play second base. And then Nate Martin, the pitcher of the last inning, will move over and take Watson's place at third.
So the defensive substitutions for Roane County. You talked to Coach Buddy Huffman before this game, just simply looking at the statistics, the scores for Parkersburg Catholic. You thought maybe this was a game where you could really kind of work guys around, and it's actually worked out the way he was hoping it would. Getting a lot of guys a lot of time here, and you need that because you haven't had very many games in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, and you get your younger guys some experience. You know, you get a few of these seniors that haven't played baseball in several years that in a close game may not get some time. So you get them in. You know, it works out well for everybody in one of these kind of scenarios. You know, you leave your top dogs out there in the first inning, go around a couple times, and you filter everybody else in and give them a chance.
So the new pitcher, Braden Mullen, he drops a curve in to Hayden Hunter to begin this at-bat. Hunter, the lone base hit of the game. He swung at the first pitch back in that first inning and ripped the single. Swings heavy at the next offering. 0-2. Hunter's been busy over at first. Made a couple very good plays on individual putouts, couple helping plays on throws. 0-2 pitch, curveball, and boy, that did not take much time as Braden Mullen dropped a couple of hooks on Hunter.
Just had a ton of movement, a huge break on that curve. And just got Hunter swinging.
Emily Heffner to the plate. Heffner struck out swinging back in the first inning, her first plate appearance. First offering, junk pitch that time by Mullen, missing.
Emily Heffner.
1-0 the counts. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Roane County leading big. And Roane County's new pitcher, Braden Mullen. Boy, he's got a lot of movement on that one. Stayed upstairs and away, 2-0.
You got to think you're leaving those way up high, trying to get them to chase because of Parkersburg Catholic has been very aggressive at the plate.
Upstairs again, 3-0 now.
How about Heffner though, showing the patience, showing the good eye contact with the ball, making.
She saw one she wanted, a 3-0 green light. Heffner swings at the fastball.
I was going to say, making Mullen work for this at bat.
3-1 the count. Mullen, high heat, and that time Heffner chased at it again. And now I am kindred spirits with another Parkersburg Catholic batter. The high heat. Couldn't hit it, couldn't lay off it. None of my career. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fastball popped up left field side. That's going to be dangerous. Out into the outfield goes Russell May. What a play by Russell May.
He was deep into the outfield to make that one. Left field playing way too far to make that one. What a spectacular catch by Russell May, falling away, making that catch. Wow.
When that left the bat of Heffner, I thought, Painter's not going to get to it. And I saw May hustling. I was like, I don't know if Russ can get to that. And he made an over-the-shoulder amazing catch. That's two big plays for Russ here in the last two innings.
Dare I say?
Willard C. Stepping in now is Mary Ruth. She'll look on at the first pitch. She's at shortstop.
Still broke my fence.
Still broke Toby Ford's fence.
Toby's still salty about that fence.
0-1 pitch. That one hangs high. 1-1 the count.
Toby channeling his inner Lane Ashley. He's
Salty.
salty.
Mullen, the wind up, the 1-1. That one in the dirt. 2-1 to Ruth.
The sun finally starting to set down behind the trees. Makes it a whole lot easier on the right side of the infield.
Boy, there's a knuckleball, and that one finds the mark. And Mullen with a wry smile after the knuckle. 2-2 the count. I could see all of the stitches on the ball on that one, which means that thing was knuckling nicely.
That one was clear if you could see it.
What's that supposed to mean? 2-2 pitch. Ruth rips it foul, stays alive with the 2-2 count.
I'm just going to leave it at that. Pretty sure you know what that means.
I know what it means. It means I have poor eyesight. 2-2. Mullen into the windup. That one sails away. Full count now. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 4th inning. Roane County leading big. The 3rd arm in relief of Gage Saunders. Full count pitch. That one inside almost clips Ruth. And Mary Ruth at first base.
I feel like I have every right to give you grief for eyesight because I'm the one that has to wear glasses.
This is true. So Carson Mcminn was scheduled to be the batter. He is out of the ball game. As you remember, at his last at bat, he was having some pain in the chest area. Not related to anything other than we think just muscular. But they subbed in the lone sub that they have.
Braden Smith.
So Braden Smith is getting the at-bat here. 1-0 the count.
Braden, he is the left fielder of record for the Crusaders.
1-0 count. Quick meeting at the mound between the battery mates, Ian Lance and Braden Mullen. We're in the top of the 4th inning, 19-0, Roane County leading big. But it was all 19 in that first inning. Since then, we've been moving along relatively quickly. Defense for Parkersburg Catholic behind the 4th pitcher, Emily Heffner, has been good. 1-0 pitch, wasting nothing there. Mullen goes straight down the pipe for strike one. Nice night for a far.
It's a nice night for an evening.
Mullen from the stretch sails high with the next offering. 2-1 to Smith. Parkersburg Catholic scheduled for a doubleheader tomorrow at Tucker County High School. That'll be a long trip. And 2-2 the count. Tucker County, there's no easy way to get to it. You either go left or right. You go through Thomas and Davis or you go through Parsons, and either way is good. Full count now to Smith.
You go plumb over to the mountain and then keep going.
You either go plumb over to the mountain and down or plumb over to the mountain and up. It's in between the two. Called strike 3 from Mullins on the 3-2 count. And the Raiders quickly out of the top of the 4th. 19-0 Roane County to the plate after this. Moving into the bottom of inning number 4, Roane County leading Parkersburg Catholic 19-0. They got all 19 in the first inning. Roane County batted around the order 2.5 times. Since then, the defense and the combined pitching of Dawson, Gill, and now Emily Heffner has held Roane County in check. And Heffner, rightfully so, back out for a third inning of work. She's done very well. She's given up no runs here in her first couple of innings of work. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, it looks like we are going to see Nate Martin, Russell May, and Braden Mullen, the first 3 batters. Beautiful day here as it has been throughout the day. It's been 80s, sunny with no clouds, and now that the sun is starting to set a little bit, you feel that breeze.
Absolutely perfect.
And, you know, oftentimes during the spring season for West Virginia, you get all this good weather during the work week, and then the weekend comes and it rains and it's awful. It's a nice start to the weekend with some nice Friday night weather.
Yeah, this feels borderline like fall weather, where you get it's kind of warm during the day and you get a nice cool evening. Absolutely love it. Yeah, and I like the fact throwing Heffner back out there. She's worked really well in this ball game. Like you said, she's not not allowed to run. Has got a couple of strikeouts as well. So, and some of that, like I said, is the speed, the velocity. So it's really hard sometimes to lay back on those, those slower pitches coming in, and it's really giving the Roane County hitters a little bit of a fit here in the last inning or 2.
And we were worried because the last 2 pitchers, Dawson and Gill, who finally started to get themselves going, got yanked.
Yeah.
So we go to the bottom of the 4th, and the first batter is Martin. He threw 1 inning of work very nicely. He's back at 3rd. And the first pitch missing outside, 1-0 the count to Martin. Raiders, both boys and girls, will be off this weekend. Prom tomorrow here at Roane County High School. I've seen in years past when 0-0 pitch popped up into shallow left field, and it's going to drop in front of Smith. Misjudged that one, and it dropped in for the leadoff single. I've seen in years past we've done like softball games on a Saturday morning doubleheader, noon and 2. And then girls got to rush away real quickly and
go get the nails done, get the hair did.
It was always funny to see. You knew who was a softball player because in their dance pictures, the top half of their arm was white, and then the bottom half was tan.
No time to go get that spray tan before the dance.
Russell May steps in. Boy, has he had a fun couple of outs defensively in his time. Had a nice 6-3 putout, and then the following inning he made a miraculous play out in left field over the shoulder catch.
Still owes Toby Ford a fence out there in center.
1-0 the counts. In the bottom of the 4th, Martin with the leadoff single. May grounded outs on that unassisted putout by Hayden Hunter over at first, his previous plate appearance. Snap throw down to first. That's going to get over the head of Hunter, but again, Roane County not interested in running the bases at this point.
Yeah, no need to rub salt in the wound. Damage has been done in this ball game, 19-0.
What you're looking for Roane County is, swing the bats here and get yourself to that 5th inning and try to get this game in the books. 2-0 the count. Next pitch, swing and a miss as May goes after the outside pitch. Two and 1 to May here in the bottom of the 4th. Heffner, the 4th arm of the day for Parkersburg Catholic, and she has been good. Outside on this one, 3-1 the count.
I think the only thing I would like to see that would make it more fun for Russell May to go behind the plate and catch. He was always so entertaining in between innings coming out, especially when Lane Epling's pitching.
To warm up pitchers. May swings at this one, pops it in foul territory. Over there and making the grab, I think barehanded, was Dawson.
That was one of those breadbasket catches. The thing just fell right in the gut. Good hustle over there, third base coach Buddy Huffman getting out of the way. That's twice now we've seen him have to turn on the jets.
Okay, those aren't jets. Those are what are the old propeller engines.
Paddle boat.
One out, one on, and the pitcher now, Mullen, at the plate. Braden pitched nicely in his first inning of work. Heffner sends one inside and then gives him the smile.
Braden Mullen.
She's like, that's my plate. Get back. 1-0 the count. A little birthday plunk would be nice for Mullen. I should work to the outside corner that time. 2-0 the counts.
Happy birthday, Braden.
Surprised the dugout not singing happy birthday to him.
Now they are.
There they are, right on cue.
Next pitch, one hops the catcher Mcminn. He'll snap the throw to first, and back in time is Martin. 3-0 the count now to Braden Mullen. On deck is Shadrach Greathouse. He's got a base hit and one plate appearance. Wow, Toby Ford feeling the spring weather here. The allergies kicking hard. 3-1, a 3-0 pitch, and Mullen goes on the outside corner and fouls it out of play. 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch, high and tight, and that will send Mullen to first. On the walk, runners at first and second now, and that might be it for Heffner. Although, I'd keep her in, man. She has pitched well. Heffner's evening is done. That was a good performance. I think she has rightly got a smile on her face, Matt.
Yeah,
she did a good job. When
certainly be happy with that. And we're going to get a swap of the battery mates, though. It looks like they're going to bring Carter Mcminn out from behind the plate. So they're going to have to go over there and change gear. So I would say we can go ahead and take a quick commercial break.
We absolutely will. New pitcher coming in here in the bottom of the fourth. One out, runners at first and second. And coming up to the plate is Shadrach Greathouse with Roane County leading 19-0. We'll be back after this. We welcome you back inside Leo Hines Memorial Field. Bottom of the fourth. Roane County is leading big. They've led 19-0 throughout. They got all 19 in the first inning, batting around 2.5 times. Since then, 3 other arms coming in for Parkersburg Catholic. The most recent was Emily Heffner, and she was very good in 2+ innings of work. She did not give up a run. And here in the bottom of the fourth, she got 1 out. There's runners on first and second, and after the walk issued to Braden Mullen, that will be enough for her. So the 5th arm coming in, and this is an interesting switch, battery mates, as Heffner will move behind the plate, and Carson Mcminn now will get some time on the mound for Parkersburg Catholic. Again, Roane County leading 19-0. You get out of this inning and you move to the top of the 5th, you got a chance to end it. And I wonder who will be pitching at that point for Roane County, because Coach Buddy Huffman has moved some arms around. They've been all young arms, Matt, and I've been very impressed with speed, control, off-speed work. Mullen throwing some real good junk pitches, and that just gets you kind of excited for the next few years. You know, oftentimes Roane County has had the athletes defensively and had some hitters, but a really, really strong pitching staff has never been, well, not always, but it's very rarely been our forte. You've always had maybe 1 or 2 good arms, but if you could get 4 arms that were really, really good, boy, that could really do some things for you.
Yeah, if you can just continue to develop the young talent. I mean, you know, I like the way that, Nate Martin had some, really smooth delivery. It's the first time we've gotten to see him pitch. And, Gage Saunders started this game out really well. And these are all, like you said, 4 young guys that have been in.
First pitch to Shadrach Greathouse from the new pitcher, Carson Mcminn, a called strike. Shad 1 for 1 today, singled. Ripped a single over the head of the third baseman, Dawson, back in the last inning. Next pitch missing, inside, 1-1. Raiders trying to make it all the way up to 500 on the season, 5-5. Right now they're 4-5. We talked about they could just as easily be 7-2. Next pitch in the dirt, 2-1 the count. You think about those 3 games right before the victory over Gilmer County, 4-2, 5-3, and 5-4, just separated by very few runs. Yeah,
just been one of those years where you're right there. You know that there's enough talent here, to be able to compete with everybody on your schedule. Just makes for a much more exciting year.
And as you mentioned, you just got to get more time on the diamond. It's so hard to stay consistent when you're playing sporadic games here and there, and you got a lot of time off. You need a lot of time on the diamond, and as you mentioned, it has to be consistent to get your team oiled up for the postseason, and I'm hoping the next few weeks will be the opportunity that, teams in West Virginia need. 3-1 pitch, boy, Greathouse. Swung out of his shoes on that one, 3-2.
Yeah, I mean, you're 6 weeks into the season, and this here just your 10th game.
Yeah.
Any normal year, you're probably looking, you've got 15 in at least by this point, and you're already creeping up toward postseason play.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch, and that one ripped down the line at third. That's going to get all the way to the wall. Let's see the speed of Greathouse rounding second. He's going to third. They're going to send Mullen around, and Greathouse with the 2 RBI stand-up triple. He is 2 for 2 now. He turned on that one nicely.
Yeah, he got a good rip at that one down the line. I think he was a little disappointed in Buddy Huffman for holding him up on that one. You could tell he maybe wanted to try to end the park that one.
Great contact, though, by Greathouse. That adds a couple to the score for Roane County, as they now lead 21-0. Tyson Watson at the plate. Watson popped up to Ruth at shortstop the last inning. 1 out. Greathouse at third now here in the bottom of the 4th. Roane County a big lead. Looking to get up to that 5th inning and try to end this one early. Next offering, missing low. Good work behind the plate, though.
Yeah, nice job of keeping that one in front.
2-0 the count.
We talked earlier about places that we go that are, nice. Curious to see a next trip up to Parkersburg Catholic. If you remember a couple years ago, we went up there and they were still in the process of building that facility out past the college. A little bit of out of town, middle of nowhere, nice place. They were working on a really nice 2-tiered press box with like storage and stuff underneath, and I'll be curious to see how that project has progressed over the last couple of years.
Glad you mentioned that. I had forgotten about that. I know with coronavirus for the last couple of years, hopefully it hasn't killed the fire in there. Here's one chopped into the gap. Look at the backhand by Ruth. Can she get it across in time? No. What a play, though, by Ruth. The backhanded stab, the throw across, just barely missing it.
That's a couple of really nice fielding plays from Ruth over there at short. That's a tough play to make, backhanded in the gap between short and third. Just didn't have quite enough on it to get the throw across, but, man, that'll help your fielding percentage, that's for sure.
Yeah, Watson, the RBI infield single. First pitch to Ian Lance in there for strike one. Lance walked his first plate appearance, scored a run with an RBI, and then grounded out to Gill at second in the third. Oh, one pitch. That one missing upstairs. 1-1 the count. In the top of the fifth, it will be the bottom of the order, Riley Miller, Neva Bryant, and back to number one, Carter Mcminn. But it won't be – actually, it will be Carter Mcminn. I'm getting Carter and Carson messed up again. 1-1 pitch. Checks the swing. And the count 2-1 now.
I think the facial expressions down there of Tyson Watson, he'd love to get the green light on a steal attempt here, I think.
I believe there's nothing but a stop sign at the moment. 2-1 the count. The pitch, high and tight. And here's a snap throw down, and Watson is off the bag. Here we go. Watson, and it's going to be Hunter. Oh, Hunter could have beat him to it anyway, but he hands it off to Ruth. Ruth makes the play, and then Watson steps on the foot of the shortstop, Ruth. I thought Hunter was going to take it himself that time.
It looked like he was going to have the speed to be able to track Watson down. I think he got confused a little bit on the pitch count. He looked like he was going to take off, walking towards second. And I think he thought that may have been ball 4.
And shout out to McMinn there for a nice snap throw down on the pickoff play. Very impressed with Emily Heffner. I called her McMinn, Heffner. Very impressed with her at all positions here today.
Yeah, she really has been.
Had a pop fly put out at second, pitched 3 really nice innings of work, and now she's behind the plate throwing out runners at first.
Hey, utility player, that's what you need.
5-pitch walk issued. 2 outs now. Runner on first is Lance. And Ben Greathouse back to the plate. Ben's got an RBI walk and a strikeout in this one. Snap throw down again. Lance gets back in time. Called strike, 0-1 the count. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. A little chin music there. Actually, a little dome music, I should call it. Call those sometimes in Major League Baseball, the sideways, Mohawk, the sideways Mohawks. And there's another one right there. 2-1 the count to Greathouse. 2 outs, bottom 4th. And Roane County leading big.
He's trying to treat him like royalty. Kiss the crown. Anything? No? Okay.
I missed it. Sorry.
That's okay. I tried.
Next pitch, snap throw down. Lance slides back safely. 3-1 to Greathouse. On deck is Jeb Painter. McMinn comes with the pitch, low, and that will be ball 4. Pair of 5 pitch walk issued back-to-back now. Runners at first and second, and Painter going to step into the left side of the batter's box. He's 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning, his first plate appearance, and then singled on the infield hit in the third. Old Jebediah, we call him. And it fits. Next pitch, this one's popped up over the shortstop Ruth's head because she was playing in on the grass. If that's hit in a normal opportunity, Matt, that is out number 3. But Ruth was in on the infield grass there and couldn't get back out to it. So Painter, a couple of base hits here.
Yeah, like you say, normal depth, you can make a play on that one perhaps, but we've seen Ruth have some range. I thought she may have even had a chance to get to that one, even with the playing in short.
Of course, after Watson stepped on her foot, she's walking a little gingerly right now.
This is true.
Noah Jett to the batter's box. First pitch slides inside on him. Jett struck out swinging in the first inning and then popped up to Dawson on that nice basket catch in the third inning. Next pitch from McMinn. Upstairs, there's a snap throw down to third. That one hits Lance. And again, Roane County not moving on anything at this point. 2-0 the count.
You can see Heffner's had a pretty good arm there from behind the plate. Like I say, making those snap throws down both lines, first and third. It's really nice to have, like I said, a utility playing her third position here of the ball game, and all of those are difficult positions to play.
Upstairs on the 2-0 pitch from McMinn, 3-0 now. 2 outs in the inning here. Bottom 4th, Roane County up big. Bases are loaded for the Raiders. 3-0 pitch, swung on and missed, 3-1. Good fight back pitch for McMinn.
Yeah, trying to find something on that outside corner. Caught Noah Jett chasing on that one.
Jett's going to scoot a little closer to the plate now. 3-0 offering, high and tight, and that's going to plate. Another Roane County runner as Lance will come in to score. Greathouse to third. Jeb Painter to second, and RBI on a walk for Noah Jett.
And we're going to get a new pitcher, Mary Ruth, coming in from short. They're going to move, see where they go.
They're going to move some guys around here.
Looks like McMinn is just going to swap over there to short.
So Ruth will be the pitcher of record. Let's take a breather. Let's let her get some warm-up pitches in, and we'll come back. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom 4th, Roane County leading 23-0, and up to the plate will be Nate Martin. We welcome you back to Leo Hines Memorial Field. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Roane County a healthy 23-0 lead. 2 outs, runners on all bases. And the 6th arm of the game here for Parkersburg Catholic. It'll be the shortstop, Mary Ruth, taking her warm-up pitches to the battery mates in Emily Heffner. And I got to say that this may be a first for me, Matt White. I've seen girls playing high school baseball throughout my broadcast career. I don't know if I've ever seen a full battery in a high school varsity game consisting of female players. So this is very interesting. A bit impressed with the athletic ability of all these girls, and it's been a lot of interesting plays made.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Heffner has been, pretty key for this team. I mean, playing second base, pitching, playing catcher, those are all really difficult positions to play. Ruth has made some really, really nice fielding plays over there at short. So, we'll see what she's got from the mound.
She'll come in here with a difficult situation. Although there are 2 outs, that will help the cause. The issue is bases are loaded, and that always makes you a little bit more nervous. 1-0 the count. Yeah. Nate Martin.
Yeah, at this point, though, like you said, you just got to try to throw strikes. Don't give Roane County anything easy.
Well, outside on the next offering, 2-0 the counts.
A good stop there again by Heffner behind the plate.
Those of you out there that can hear Pat Lance in our ears, just disregard that. 3-0 the count.
See, I thought these were quality, sound muffling headphones that you got us there, boss man.
Yeah, I went cheap this time. 3-0 the count to Martin. A pitch, this one's ripped up the middle. McMinn sliding after it and not able to get to it. That was a great effort by McMinn, who just moved to shortstop. But an RBI single for Martin. And he is 2 for 3 on the day.
Russell May.
Thought there for a moment. Did Russell really just pull a bat out of his britches?
Yes, he did. That is Russell May for you, a left-handed batter. Swing and a miss by May. Well, he took a healthy cut at that one. 0-1 the count. May's hit the ball twice, but he's been put out twice. Unassisted ground out to first, and then a pop fly to third. Inside corner, May turns on it and rips it foul out of play. And you can hear the chatter. The level of the noise gets a lot bigger anytime Russell May steps into the batter's box.
Personality for days does Russell May have.
Yes, he does. Made a couple of nice plays defensively tonight, including that magical play over at short into the outfield, diving over the shoulder catch. Oh, and 2 the count. 2 outs, bases loaded here in the bottom of the fourth. Ruth trying to get Parkersburg Catholic out of this inning. 0-2 pitch inside. Did it catch him? May's trying to plead his case, saying it didn't hit me. Unfortunately, he loses that case. So hit by pitch, and he will have to stop swinging the bat. And Braden Mullen to the plate.
Well, at least he didn't try to put the bat back in his britches and try to run the bases with it.
Mullen is currently the pitcher of record for Roane County. We'll see if he comes out in the 5th. First pitch popped up, foul territory, 0-1. Toby Ford calling a strike there very nicely. Either that or Toby Ford's having a stroke. I don't know. Let me look at your face. No, he's okay. 0-1 the count. Next pitch upstairs, 1-1 to Mullen. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom 4, 25-0, Roane County. Lady Raiders defeated Calhoun County, by the way, in 4 innings today, 25-0. So the Raider boys don't want to be outshined.
Trying to do a little bit of a mirror image, perhaps.
Called strike at the eyeballs, 1-2. Sometimes, as an umpire, you got to take matters into your own hands.
Just a little bit of an expanded strike zone. Swing at everything, Braden.
Expanded to space. Swing and a foul ball. 1-2 the count. Count holds at 1-2. Jett at third, Martin at second, and Russ the Bus over at first. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on. Back to the pitcher. Ruth's going to come home with it. And into the glove of Heffner for out number 3. We move to the top of the 5th, 25-0. Roane County leading at Parkersburg Catholic to the plate. Moving into the top of the 5th inning, Roane County with a healthy 25-0 lead over Parkersburg Catholic. So you think, barring probably some sort of miracle comeback, you know, you'll need, you'll need 10, 15, you need 16 runs here in the top of the 5th for Parkersburg Catholic, or otherwise this will be the final half inning. And we'll see a new pitcher for Roane County once again.
They're going to bring Noah Jett in to pitch. And it's just going to swap him and Braden Mullen over to first base. Appears like everybody else will remain the same on defense. So Jett to pitch, Lance behind the plate, Mullen at second, Mullen at first, Greathouse at second, Russell May still at short. Nate Martin over in third, Painter in left, Greathouse in center, Tyson Watson out in right field.
I'm trying to get me a jump start on the final statistics here.
Yes, Noah Jett completing his warm-up pitches here. It's going to bring Riley Miller, will be the first up to bat. He's the current right fielder for Parkersburg Catholic. If you remember back the Webster County game when Noah Jett came in, he plunked the first 2 batters.
Yes.
So let's hope that there's not a repeat of that here, as we're trying to wrap this one up.
So we're ready to go here in the top of the 5th. And the first offering from Jett, low in the dirt.
Skips in, hits Ian Lance in the face mask. So it's not a hit batter, so we'll take it.
Absolutely. 8-9-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. 25-0 Roane County. Next pitch missing low as well. 2-0 the count to Miller.
Nice stop there behind the plate by Lance. That was low and away. That's sometimes a tricky one to read.
Swing and a miss at the next offering. 2-1. That had a lot of movement in on the hands of Miller.
Yeah, that was one of those self-preservation swings.
Next offering down Main Street. 2-2 the count.
Again, like I said, it's been nice to see some of these young guys getting in, getting some experience, and getting some innings of work.
2-2 pitch, low and away. 3-2. Neva Bryant on deck for the Raiders. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed, and strikeout for the leadoff batter. So 1 out, and Bryant will come to the plate. Her only other plate appearance back in the third. Struck out swinging.
Now batting number 6, Neva Bryant.
First pitch to Bryant. It's called strike on the outside corner.
Nice movement on that pitch. That's what he was looking for in that last at bat. A couple of sliders that got away from him. That one really hit the mark.
Jets got that odd 3/4 to nearly sidearm delivery. It just, if you're a right-handed batter, it really doesn't fit the eye very well.
Yeah, and then, when those are working in on that inside corner, it scares you a little bit.
Swing and a miss at the next offering. 1-2. The count to Bryant. Top of the order, and Carter Mcminn in the on-deck circle. Raiders a chance here to end this one in the top of the 5th. And that one gets away outside.
So again, just an absolutely gorgeous evening. The sun has set. It's nice and cool. Beautiful day for baseball.
2-2 pitch. One hops Lance behind the plate. And a full count now.
Roane County just 2 outs away from wrapping this one up.
And Jet right over the outside corner of the plate. Bryant frustrated with that one, but Jet able to work out of 2-3-2 pitch counts and strike out the first 2 batters. Down to the final out now is Parkersburg Catholic. Top of the order, Carter McMinn. Struck out in the first, reached on an error, and stole a base in the third inning. Swings at the first pitch, rips it over towards the vehicles. Almost caught the red Toyota Tacoma. 0-1 the count. That was a close one.
It's one of the things you always have to strategize when you're pulling up to the ballpark. Where do you put the car so it doesn't get a dent?
0-1 pitch, beautiful location on the outside corner to the left-handed batter.
It was outside low, right at the knees. Excellent pitch location for Noah Jet.
Jet looking to close it out in style, striking out the side. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. This one is ripped, though, up the guts, and McMinn isn't done just yet. He got great contact on that one. And that's just the second base hit of the game for Parkersburg Catholic.
And Russell May had a couple of beautiful plays earlier, not able to get to that one. If he could have sold out for that one and went Superman status across and picked that one up, certainly would have solidified his bid for the defensive player.
So up next is Josh Gill. He spent some time on the mound as well today. Swings at the first offering and misses. 0-1. Top 5, 2 outs, runner on first. Roane County trying to end it here with a 25-0 lead. That next pitch missing low, 1-1.
Jet's been working rather quickly in between pitches as well. The 1-1.
This one upstairs, and McMinn will swipe second. And a 2-1 count to the batter, Gill.
Gill, he's been all over the place as well. He was at short, came in and pitched. Now he's over at second. With all the moving parts from Parkersburg Catholic, he's one of those guys that's been very well utilized.
2-1 pitch, missing away, 3-1 now to Gill.
Again, Jet looking to close this one out. Roane County just needs one more out.
3-1 pitch in the dirt, and it won't happen here as Gill walks on 5 pitches, and the runners now at first and second.
Now batting number 12, Gavin.
And Gavin Dawson also pitched a little bit here today.
He's bounced between, started at third base, pitched a little bit. Now he's back over at the hot corner, looking to try to extend this game for the Crusaders.
Swing and a miss on the first opportunity. Jet goes down the middle with the fastball. Oh, 1 inside corner. Took a bit off that one, Mats.
Yeah, you got Dawson out in front of that one. Little off-speed pitch on the inside corner.
0-2 count. The pitch, whoa, he lost that one behind the batter. Runners advancing to second and third. One and two the count. Just topping the 8 o'clock hour here from Leo Hines Field. Gosh, what a beautiful evening. 1-2 the count. The pitch missing low. 2-2 now.
And Roane County looking for that final out. Close this one. Put a stamp on it. 25-0 the score.
A 2-2 pitch from Jet, low and away, 3-2. Hayden Hunter is on deck for Parkersburg Catholic. Well, this is right where Jet wants to be, Matt. He struck out the first 2 batters of the inning with a full count, and he's got one here. The 3-2 pitch, and missing away for the first time. He loses a full count. And now the bases are loaded for the cleanup hitter, Hayden Hunter. He got the first base hit of the ball game back in the first inning. Swung at the first pitch and ripped it over at third base into the gap.
Yeah, that was the one that Cam Ash made a nice diving attempt at, but Hunter got around on that one. Fouled it right off the foot.
That's going to smart a little bit. And he fouled it right off of his inside toe.
Quick little meeting there between Lance and Jet. Bases loaded here, 2 outs. Top of the 5th.
0-1 pitch, high and tight. And the count 1-1. What do you think Lance said to him? Hey, dude, just throw strikes, man.
Jet said, "Won't you tell me what to do?"
Next pitch, there it is. 1-2 the count. The Crash Davis. Quit throwing so many strikes. Throw some ground balls. It's more democratic. Strikeouts are boring. Besides that, they're fascist. 1-2 the count. The pitch, and there it is as Jet gets Hunter swinging for out number 3, and the Raiders win it here in the top of the 5th. The final score 25-0. Roane County gets to 500 at 5-5 on the season. Take a break for our sponsors. Come back. We'll recap the ball game, give you some stats, and your Willett C. Starcher Auto Parts players of the game after this. Final score here from Leo Hines Memorial Field. Roane County wins it 25-0. They got 19 runs in that first inning. They batted around the order 2.5 times against a combination of 3 separate Parkersburg Catholic pitchers. Catholic blanked first through fifth innings. Roane County did not score in the second or third innings. Now into the fourth inning, they did pick up 3 runs and tacked on 3 more in the fifth inning. Really thought that Emily Heffner provided some stability for Parkersburg Catholic at the pitching or on the pitcher's mound. 6 different pitchers for Parkersburg Catholic. Roane County also matched with 4 of their own. Lots of good young arms getting some time here this evening. So Roane County got the 19 in the first. They also got 3 in the fourth, 3 more in the fifth, and they win at 25-0. The victory today goes to the starting pitcher, Gage Saunders, who worked 2 innings only. He struck out 5 of the 6 outs that he got. He gave up just the 1 base hit in the first inning, did not walk a batter. So he was very, very good in his time. You also got a chance to see some other pitchers for Roane County. Not Tyson Watson. Nate Martin got an inning of work that was very, very good. Braden Mullen got 1 inning of work, which was very nice as well. And, of course, finishing it off here in the top of the fifth was Noah Jett. So all those pitchers combined for the victory here today. Roane County got 25 runs on 12 base hits, 10 errors defensively. Most of those, Matt, were wild pitches that scored runs, and 6 runners left on base for Roane County. No runs on just 2 hits for the Crusaders, 2 errors defensively for Roane County, and 7 left on base. Roane County offensively, individually, Lane Epling 1 for 1 with 2 runs, was hit by a pitch. Ian Lance on the day didn't finish putting his together. 0 for 1, sorry. He did walk twice and score 2 runs. One of those was an RBI. Scafello 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Ben Greathouse 0 for 1 with an RBI. He walked twice and scored 2 runs. Josh Watson had a good quick day, 2 for 2 with 4 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Jeb Painter goes 2 for 2 on the afternoon. A run, he was also hit by a pitch. Cole Ellis 1 for 1 with an RBI, 2 runs and a walk. Noah Jett 0 for 2, he walked once and had an RBI on that one. Preston Green 2 for 2, he scored a pair of runs. Nate Martin goes 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Cam Ash 0 for 0, he was walked and hit by a pitch. He scored both times. Russell May 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch as well. Cam Cumpston 0 for 2 with 2 runs scored, reached on a pair of errors. Braden Mullen 1 for 2 with a run and a walk. Ethan Collins 0 for 1, a run and a walk. Shadrach Greathouse 2 for 2, a triple, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. Gage Saunders 0 for 0. He was walked twice and scored both times. And Tyson Watson 1 for 2 with an RBI single. That's how it breaks down. And Roane County takes care of business as they should have here to get to 5-5, Matt White.
Yeah, just one of those games. I think it was a good strategy coming in, to get some of those young arms, see what they could do. I was very impressed with Gage Saunders. He had a really strong outing. Did a good job just attacking hitters, hitting his locations, made some really nice pitches, and just forced the hand of the hitters. And then, Roane County able to connect on a lot of it was about half and half, I think, in that first quarter, between Roane County hitting the ball well and then just capitalizing on the mistakes of a young and inexperienced a team. It's some of these games are tough, when you're coming in, against the understaffed team, only 10 on the roster. And, you got to give a lot of credit for Parkersburg Catholic just coming out there and keep battling and just throw everything you can, at a team that, on paper, you're coming in, at a big-time disadvantage. So, all around, it was a good outing, good experience for the young guys for Roane County, and just very pleased with what we saw, especially from, a couple of those young arms off the pitching mound.
Big week next week for the Raiders. Again, all on the road. They'll be traveling to Doddridge, Webster, Herbert Hoover, and the others. And so they've got a lot of games. Our next broadcast we'll talk about in just a second. Before we do that, time for Matt White to distribute our Willett C. Starcher Auto Parts Offensive and Defensive Player of the Game Awards.
I think I could divvy this up a little bit as well. Kind of go like a varsity, junior varsity kind of a feel to this one. Josh Walton, 2 for 2, 4 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Set the tone really well early on the offensive side. And Gage Saunders, struck out 5 out of the 6 batters that he faced. And then you're never going to believe this one.
Oh, yeah, I will believe it.
Yeah, you will. Shadrack and Russell May.
Yep.
Shadrack on the offensive side, 2 for 2, a triple, 2 RBIs, and runs scored. Russell May, a couple of stellar defensive plays out there at shortstop, that leaping catch out in the outfield, and he still owes Toby Ford that fence.
So congratulations to all 4 of those Roane County baseball players, our Player of the Game Award winners. And again, we'll be in action. Big week next week for broadcasting. We hope to get all these games in. We'll be hitting the road a good bit, and it will start with a big one on Monday as the Lady Raider softball team, fresh off of their victory tonight, 14-5, 8-1 in the East, and they're going to face off against the other top team in the East for a doubleheader on Monday. Doddridge County, the Lady Bulldogs, welcoming Roane County to their facility, 5 p.m. for the first game, and the second game will fall immediately behind that one. That will do it for us here tonight. Roane County wins it 25-0. Glad you could join us on WVRC 104.7 FM, WVRCFM.com, and, of course, streaming our video audio here on Facebook Live. For our entire broadcast crew, George Allen back at studio technician, keeping us on the air. Katie Nutter, our camera person, and Matt White, my color commentator. I'm Andrew Miller. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Fix that fence.